Hi, I'm Alfredo Lewis, and you're watching Trendy with Allison.
Welcome to another episode of Trendy with Allison, soon to be renamed Kim's Chair. But for now, it's Trendy with Allison, where we don't find hair, hair finds us. And today's guest is someone I've respected for a long time because, as an industry full of tearing down and craziness, this amazing man has always felt genuine to me. And now, with the launch of his new product, the QOAT, which debuts on June 1st, I wanted to chat not only about the product, but also about trust, beauty culture, and what it actually takes to build something people believe in. Alfredo Lewis is here with me today. Alfredo, welcome to the show.
Kim, thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this. Thanks for inviting me. I was really looking forward to this conversation. And just thanks for opening your doors for me. I love what you're doing with the podcast.
Thank you. And Alfredo, you've made a name for yourself. You've been on multiple podcasts. You've amassed a following of thousands of people. So we're gonna jump straight to the good part, which is your amazing new product, QOAT. And I think you guys are you're gonna love this conversation. So let's get into it. All right. So yeah, let's dive in. So Alfredo, the name QOAT, first of all, is fire. Let me just put that out there. Where did it come from?
Well, so QOAT came, I'll let her say, I brought her with me.
Ooh, and she's nice and juicy. She's nice and juicy too. Now that I see her in your hand, she's like beefy.
She's beautiful. Okay. We love her. But
love that.
QOAT was really born from a lot of social media listening and a gap that I saw in the industry. And I was inspired by nails. So think top coat for nails, but for hair. And obviously nails are hair is a very delicate fabric, obviously, compared to a nail bed. So it was inspired by, but obviously made for the hair. And so in the very beginning, I was like, do we just call it top coat for hair? If you know anything about products, you can't call something top coat. It's such a huge name. It's been trademarked a million times. But we have a star ingredient, one of our star ingredients. We have Hydro Glow Shield is the name of the proprietary blend of ingredients that do something that's created this new category. But one of the ingredients is polycordonum 113. And the reason there's a 113 is there's a lot of polycordonums out there. Ours is specifically chosen. It's a patented one, and it's breathable, it's lightweight. Obviously we want to be able to change our hair color. We want the color to last, but we don't want anything that's going to make it last. We want to be able to change your color, lift through it. We want it to be lightweight and breathable. I couldn't say the word polycordonum.
I was going to say, for the remedial hairdresser in person in me, please pronounce that word slowly.
Now I can say it 5 times fast, polycordonum. Now, I've been working on this for almost 3 years. So in the very beginning, I used to lovingly refer it, when I was talking to my chemist, I would call her Q. So I'd be like, what if we do this with Q, or what if we add more Q, or, like when I was trying different formulations until we got to final formula. And so I was just one day kind of thinking about it. I'm like, you know what, why don't we call her QOAT with a Q? I love the Q. And, and we looked it up, we trademarked it right away, obviously. And there she is. I knew I wanted it to be something simple, easy, quick, memorable. And QOAT was born. Yeah, it's the Q.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Why do you think now was the right time to launch this product?
Well, I think it's twofold. Part of it has to do with me, like as my own personal brand, and then part of it is the industry. I'll start with me. I had been approached throughout the years to create brands with people, like since I got a larger following, but I'm talking about even I'm talking 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. For me, and this is no shade to anyone, I just didn't want to do a product with my name on it. Like I personally didn't want to do Alfredo Lewis hairspray or something. Of course, I think it's cool when people do and have, but I wanted it to be something that was more community driven, that was a name. I also didn't want to come out with hair color or a styling line. I wanted it to be we always say the right time, the right place, the right people, the right moment. Over the last few years, I had a stint where I was at L'Oreal for a few years corporate. And when I came back into the public side of the industry. I never really completely left, but when you're at L'Oreal, obviously that's a 50, 60 hour a week job. I was, still doing like posting, but it was really difficult. Obviously, I was so excited to be back doing what I love, creating and in shows and front facing with stylists, with my people, our community. And my career really took off. I was already doing quite well, but I went, that's when I hit 1 million followers on TikTok. Now it's almost 2 million. And my Instagram started growing again really quick. And I thought, if I'm going to do something, now is the time. Like, I have all these people. We never know what tomorrow holds for us. I'm really grateful for all the support from the community. And I just thought, like, I have everyone's attention right now for sure. If I'm going to come out with a brand, now would be the time, right?
Absolutely.
As far as the industry goes, I just saw this gap. And I wouldn't say it's right now, it's been for a while, where I thought technology needed to catch up with hairstylists and our clients of today. I saw a lot of social media posts, some were the client bashing their hairstylists. Like, I think we're at a time where COVID was a big turning point. We finally started charging our worth, raising our prices, investing in our education. Techniques started to become a lot more intricate and, time consuming. And with that comes a higher expectation from our clients.
Mm-hmm.
One of those being which I just paid X amount of dollars for this color and I expect it to last, and I started seeing the client say, I paid all this money for my hair and it faded. It's only been a few weeks or it's been a few washes. And then the hairstylist, I saw them making videos bashing the brand, saying, this is the brand's fault and I'm switching color lines, and it was just this constant vicious cycle. And I as a stylist myself, I see the same thing where I work so hard on this color, especially on porous and compromised hair. I'm known for doing these big hair transformations on damaged hair, and it would look so great. And I'd see a video or a post and I'd be like, oh, almost cringe a little bit, like, like my tones, it faded a little bit, but of course that hair had been through the ringer and we can repair it with all the amazing products. Like K18 has like changed the game for me behind the chair. And there's other products like that. Right. But even so, with the repair on the inside, I was like, is there something out there that we haven't thought of yet, a technology, that we could actually, I was really inspired by nails. Like, if you put a top coat on your nails, what happens? We're hairstylists, we're doing our clients, we're shampooing, you're at home, you're cooking, you're this. If you don't have that top coat on your nails, it starts to chip, it starts to peel very quickly. So I was like, why don't we do this for hair? That was the initial idea. I didn't even know if it was possible. And I found a chemist. She's a female chemist. I love to celebrate that. And she's one of the top in the world. And I gave her these videos. I showed her the problem and she's like, I think I can let's try to figure something out for this. And that's when we started testing the early formulas for QOAT.
Oh my God, that is incredible. Wow. And what a trailblazer, because nails, you're right. They have stepped up their game as far as protecting the color and making those nails last. And stylists, right? They have stain proof top coat nails. That's crazy.
Even if you think makeup, because like when I think of makeup artists are always ahead of us. Meaning like there's a lot of founders that have makeup brands. Like there's a lot of makeup artists that have their own brands. There are some hairstylists that have their own brands, but very few.
Not many.
We're very behind. And I think it's time that more hairstylists start coming out with their own product lines,
I love that.
Think of finishing sprays for makeup.
Uh-huh.
That's something that's like, it's a booming industry. It's a newer it's something that's now, I think don't quote me on the numbers. I'm not even going to say them, but I looked it up when I was doing my research for QOAT. It's like, it's about to be $1 billion industry, just finishing setting sprays, for makeup. So I was like, why don't we have this for hair? It's definitely needed. And I started telling, colorists and stylists my idea, and they're like, this is genius. Like they all understood it. So I knew I was onto something. I'm like, okay, they feel how I feel. Like we need this, this is something that we didn't have.
You are, wow. I mean, you're a beautiful man. You're a nice man, a kind, genuine man, and you're super smart. I mean, look at you winning for your husband. Anyway,
My,
my,
are you listening, husband? No, just he's not home, but
oh my God, that's so funny. Did you ever second guess at any point putting your reputation behind this product? Because you kind of put your reputation on the line that, you've amassed all these followers.
Yes, I was super nervous. It's super, I mean,
Hmm.
it's my child, it's my baby. I've been working on this for 3 years. So it's exciting. It's all the things, right? It's all the things. But of course, I think I've built a lot of trust in the industry. I know that for a fact. Like when I will not rep a brand unless I truly believe it. If I feel like the brand's not working anymore, I don't like where they're going, I leave. It's rarely happened throughout my years. I'm pretty loyal to my brands, but if I leave, it's usually, for something like I don't feel 100% confident, not that it's a bad brand but you know what I mean? It has to go with me and what I'm doing,
100%.
right? Not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with the brand per se, but for me to put my name on it, for me to promote it, I've never been somebody to just promote something for the sake of promoting it. So then to have it
For
be
the
your own
check.
brand, yeah, but for it to be my own brand, there's a lot of risk involved. Like it may sound pretty and glamorous, but if it doesn't do well, if it doesn't work, my reputation, like my trust, So before I was going to let this come out, I had to know it worked. There were times in the beginning I started with swatches only, and every color brand you can think of. Speaking of husbands, I'm surprised he didn't divorce me. Like swatches everywhere, every brand, like just color brands everywhere, and towels and plastic. And I was like, I turned my house into like a chemistry factory, testing facility. And I wanted to first see like how does it work with this brand, that brand, and the fading. And I was washing them over and over with dish soap and everything you could think of. When I started to see the difference in the swatches with and without the final formula, I started to believe, like wow. But then I needed to try it on a client because swatches will only get you so far. They're amazing, but
True.
human hair is different. And I had one client that I used it on first. I didn't tell her. So a client I've been doing for a decade, and I didn't use it, and she wanted to go this bright pink. And then she likes to change her hair a lot. I was like, can we do the same color 2 times in a row? Which I know for a lot of people, like that's normal, but for her, that's not normal. She's
Right.
always, even if it's a pink, she may want to go baby pink or this, fuchsia,
Hmm.
like, and then one day she's going to want to go like chocolate brown, like she's all over the place. She's fun, but
Yeah,
challenging.
I love those clients that like to have fun
Yeah,
with
she's
their
one of the
hair,
fun
but
ones. So
it is
the
challenging.
second time I used coat on her, and I didn't see her for a long time. And normally she'll have me give her like conditioners with the color in it and things to keep it up because it fades so fast. And I got a text from her, and she's like, I'm going on vacation, and I don't know what you did different, but this pink, like, did you use a different brand? It is still in my hair. And just right away, I was like, oh, and I was like, can you send me a picture? And she sent me a picture, and I was just like, that was such a moment for me where I'm like, this
You're
shit
like,
probably, I was like, this
you're
shit
like,
works.
I
It's like,
did it.
oh my gosh, because I've known her for so long, and it's always, so by that time I was already using it on, other clients too. And I started to slowly get that feedback. One was a
Oh my
silver client. The silver
gosh.
always turned like back yellow a little bit for her, a little,
Hmm.
like buttery rather than she wanted real ashy. And she's like, what is this stuff? And then that's when I decided that I wanted to have artists as shareholders. I wanted to bring them in to the brand and have them have actual ownership in the brand and like have them help me testing. Cause then you ask yourself, am I just wanting to see this? Like, I'm just being so real with you right
Uh-huh.
now, but like, cause I want this so bad. Am I just reading it?
Uh-huh.
Even though I'm seeing it with my own eyes and getting the text, what you want the text from the client for them to notice. You want the picture where you're like seeing the two differences, like how majorly different the fade was and the shine factor is like insane. So then I had the artists, and then when the artists started saying, wow, I'm in, what is this stuff, my clients are
Then you
noticing.
know.
So it's been a process. I wouldn't have just put something out overnight. That's why it's been I didn't realize it until the other day. I thought it was 2 years. It's almost 3 years that I've been
That's
doing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that what a confirmation to get from some of the best hairdressers in the world, that affirmation that what you're doing is you're on the right track, you created something needed. And with everybody constantly telling us what's wrong, right? It's nice to have something like an antidote to what's wrong, which is fading toner basically. So
Yeah, there's
what
so many things,
mhm.
right? There's UV, UA, pollution, hard water. That's an 84%
Yeah.
of households. So there's, it protects against hot tools. So we protect up to 450 degrees flat iron. So we really are going from many different angles to achieve the longevity. And it really has to do with water absorption in the hair. I learned a lot about, I would be, to be honest with you,
Mm.
I learned a lot through this process. When I work with my brands, I love to know the ins and outs of every product I'm representing. And I can learn if somebody teaches me, and then I carry it when I speak and when
Yeah, you carry it through.
but with this was new territory for me, because there's a lot of products out there that claim to lock in color, and I'm not saying they're bad products, but they don't.
Oh,
They're
you could have stopped there. They don't.
they're handling the symptom, not the cause. And I wanted us to go to the cause before it even happens, rather than a band-aid. Like, let's stop this before it starts, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. And the fact that you could package that and it's only 5 minutes, what do hairdressers want? They want results, they want convenience, and they want something that's not going to take another hour of the service that they can't charge for and can't or they don't want to have to explain it to their client, right?
Yeah, we want people to charge for this, but it's 5 minutes. It's so easy.
Yeah, I love that. What's as we move away from that, what's one thing people don't realize about building a brand? What do you think the one thing was where you're like, oh shit. Now maybe you're 1 year in and you thought, or was there any point, or were you just onward?
I mean, look, it is difficult to be a creative, and I've talked to other like influencer content creator type founders in different genres. When you're a really creative person, when you're trying to build a brand, you got to be creative to have the idea and the vision and all of that and the packaging and all the fun stuff. But you also have to color inside the lines, because there are just rules that you have to follow, and there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, this obviously wasn't cheap. I have investors. I have the chemist. I have, I have a co-founder who's amazing. Her name's Aditi Sharma. She's actually my manager and now co-founder of the brand and our COO. There's a lot of personalities, and everybody, we all have the same common goal, but it is not easy. I would say the hardest thing for me is being told no, or that something's going to take 3 months when I want it to take 1 week. That's why it took 3 years.
Right.
I'm a very impatient person. I wanted this to come out 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And I had to finally just surrender to the process. It's everything. It's financial. It's just how long it takes. People don't realize how long it takes to create a brand. I knew it at L'Oreal because we would work 2 years in advance. I was on the global side where it's product development, which is, I was able to take a lot of those learnings into QOAT. Obviously, it was like going to Harvard for the beauty business. I'm super grateful for those times. And I guess I don't know why I thought when it was me that it was going to be so much faster and easier, because I didn't have to deal with all the red tape and the corporate monster, of like of a giant organization. But no, I realized that there are reasons why it took so long there. It's the same reasons it took me a while as well. And so that was probably the biggest thing of like, you guys, hard in a long time. It's not you can't just be like, I want a brand and I'm going to launch it in 2 months. It's not like that. Even we are one SKU, think about it. It is one SKU.
One SKU. This is one product.
Years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to be one SKU. I wanted it to be one hero that is going to change the game. I hope, I feel like we'll never look at coloring hair the same again. That is the goal. That is my mission. And that is, I think it's going to really solve a problem, a need in the industry for us. And it's like, I call it a love letter from Hairstylist to our clients. That's what I call her. Because I think she, I'm just saying it. I call her.
She's that girl. She is that girl.
She really is that girl.
I love that for
moment.
us. Yes, she is the moment in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
And you should be so insanely, incredibly proud of yourself. And I hope you are. I hope I know it took an army. I likened it to building a house, right? Can't build a house overnight. There are permits, foundations, all of it.
There's hills, valleys, highs, lows, and you got to stay the course. I'm proud of myself for sure, but I'm really proud of my team. I'm proud of my co-founder. I'm proud of my, her mom was a hairdresser. She I knew her at my days at L'Oreal. I knew her before. I've known her for about over a decade. And she's devoted her life to the beauty industry and super passionate about stylists. I'm so proud of the shareholders, the artists. They're such powerhouses. And I'm just so grateful and honored that they joined this movement with me. So grateful. I could go on and on. I'm proud. It's like you said, it takes a village.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
My investors are amazing. They're both have successful brands. They're amazing. And they've been super supportive. And they said that I've taught them a lot because I'm doing things very different. I'm also grateful that I was given the opportunity to do things, a lot of it my way, the things I could control, a circle of control. Some things I had to surrender. But when it came to certain things like wanting to have artists as shareholders, those are things that nobody does. Like they don't do those. Those things are very new.
It's true. That is outside of the box.
I wanted to be very disruptive of how we came to market, of how we our distribution model. We're launching at Salon Centric day one and some independent sub-distributors. That's very rare. So I just really, I kind of had a way that I wanted to do it. And I've had a lot of support. So it's been really helpful.
That is phenomenal. Let's shift your product now from inception and creation over into our industry, like real life. Okay. There almost feels like when I was writing these questions, I'm writing them for myself and I know they're going to help other people, but there almost feels like there's no such thing as professional only anymore. Clients, they have direct access to products, treatments, all the things that we do. And I think they're so proud to tell you that, right? So do you think the beauty industry is now forever changed, or will we ever go back to a little bit of gatekeeping, like a little bit?
I want QOAT to be for the pro only. Like this is a product for our clients, but by hairstylists, for hairstylists, truly. Because a lot of people say that. We know that's a very made by hairstylists, but this was not born in a boardroom or a marketing room. This was born in the salon. I want this to be, can I promise you that in the future there won't be like additional products that are for our clients to take home? No, of course not. Like we need those. That's part of what we do as well, right? We have to have that as well when you have a brand. But I want to bring back the things that I where we said, there's no more pro anymore. Everything is available. Like we say pro, but then it's, you see it at Target and everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere, right? And you're like,
you go do a K18 treatment and they have it.
It's a whole other podcast, but I know some of it's diversion. It's hard when you're a brand. They try to control it. I would like to think that QOAT is such the way it is. It's like you don't really see hair color. We're not hair color, but we are the final step to every hair color service. It's a pro product applied at the back bar. So I'm hoping, I'll definitely do everything in my power to control it. I want this to stay in the hands of the pros. But I also just like the other part for me with the shareholders was like how brands are using celebrities so much now. And
celebrities themselves.
All this money to these celebrities. And I feel like sometimes as stylists, we feel forgotten and sort of like, we're the ones that make you who you are and bleed for this brand. Like, why are you giving so-and-so, it doesn't make sense. Like I would never change color brands or styling brands because there's a picture of a celebrity on it. Like we're professional. It goes back to the blurred lines. And I even think consumer, they say, oh, it's because we want to reach more consumers. And I'm like, okay, I can respect that. But none of my clients are coming in anymore with celebrity photos, very rarely.
True.
Very rarely. They're coming in.
Pinterest
They're coming in
is
with one
not
of your
celebrities.
photos or one of, you know, my shareholders' photos, or a hairstylist that I've never met before. Then I'm like, oh, I you know, I'm going to start following them. Wow, look at that. You know, it's usually a hairstylist actual photo that they're looking at from Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And so I just don't understand it. So I was really important to me that like I bring it back. I wanted to send a message to the industry of like, this
Seriously.
is how we're artists. They're not even going to just be ambassadors. Not that that's not an amazing thing, but we're going to make them artist shareholders. Like that was a very
Which is incredible.
word. And some of the shareholders were a little nervous about it. Like they were like, well, what do you like if we say that out loud? Do you think that? I was like, no, because for you to be a shareholder, you would never do this unless you really believed in the product. Like you wouldn't, that's, you know. And I remember one, I'm not going to say who, but one of them like called me after we went like posted about it, and they were like, oh my God, like everyone's just in the comments like saying like, oh my God, the stylist like felt seen, you know. And they're like, I didn't get it until I saw the reaction in the comments, like you know, they were like, you did right, like I wasn't sure, I had to see it. And that was the intention. I wanted hairstylists to know that we see them, that we hear them, and that we're like one of them, and that this is something that I think all brands should operate.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah. And I think of it the same as with this country. We just need to take our country back. So as stylists, we just need to go in there and just rebrand ourselves, because the brands themselves, well, you know,
that's a whole other,
I know.
We could have like 3 podcasts, one about the one. Yeah,
literally, because I was going to ask you that. Do you think brands today prioritize mass sales over protecting the professional exclusivity, right? Like used to be where an in-salon treatment was an in-salon only treatment. But when your client walks in with every product you have in your back bar, you know, it's like, I mean, so are the sales, to your point, are the sales the bottom line?
I have a unique perspective on this, probably because I have lived on both sides. So I've been a hairstylist that's been like a VP at different brands, like corporate. Like, you know, my time at L'Oreal, right? That's like, it doesn't get any more corporate than that. No, but you know, and so I've seen it, like I've seen it from both. And then I'm also a hairdresser behind the chair with my own salon that has, you know, my own products that I'm selling and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I live both lives. I think I understand to some degree, if I'm going to be devil's advocate, hairstylists, some are not the best at selling products.
Retail.
They don't want to sell products. Like they don't want to sell retail. I remember at the salon I worked at before I had my own salon that they would incentivize us, like try to get us to sell products. And a lot of my fellow stylists would be like, I'm not selling. I am just not doing it. They wanted to do the hair, get their commission or whatever it was for the hair services. And they felt that it was the receptionist's job to sell product.
You know what still surprises me? How many stylists tell me they've never heard of Virtue Lab products. I found Virtue back in 2017 at a hair show, and I've been hooked ever since. I use it on myself, like this beautiful flourish right here. It's their hair thinning line. There's a full system. There's a shampoo, there's a conditioner, there's the density booster, one that's drug-free, and the other one that has minoxidil in it, which is amazing, you guys. If you haven't tried these products, please do. And it's one of the lines I actually stand behind as a professional. Here's why it's different. Virtue is the only hair care line in the world that uses human-derived keratin called alpha keratin 60 KU. Because it's human derived, your body recognizes it as its own and actually accepts it. We all want products that truly heal and repair hair, right? Not just make it shiny for a day. Virtue does that. It literally fills in the cracks in the damaged areas, strand by strand. So you guys, trust me, you'll see results after one use, but after 5 washes, honey bunny, the hair will feel like a completely different head of hair. Soft, strong, and actually healthy. So if you're ready to stop masking damage and start repairing it, I know you're ready. Shop Virtue through my link today in the description. Support the show, support your hair. You'll thank me later. Bye.
Even though I know that statistics say that your client is like much more likely to return to you if you recommend them aftercare than they are if you don't recommend them aftercare. That's a proven fact. 100%.
And you're the industry authority, not the receptionist.
And I'm not saying that all stylists are this way, but I think what happened from the brand's point of view is, they have to make money. They have their margins. They have all, it's a business at the end of the day. And they probably were like, now with all the things like Amazon and all these ways that they can get product out there. I know a lot of brands, and I'm not saying this is right, but they make a lot of money from Amazon, right? From having their products so accessible. I think that we have to find a middle ground. We have to find, they can't just forget about the pros. We are who makes them. We are who sell. At the end of the day, the hairstylist is the number one driver of product. They're going to go to Amazon or anywhere because of us talking about it, because of seeing hairstylists posting about it, because of in the salon, us, seeing what's that hairspray you used on me today? What's this that you used on me today? It is all coming from us. So to completely throw us to the side and kick us to the curb and go full on consumer, they need to remember who put them there. So to me, they've went too far. It's greed. It's capitalism. It's all of it. They've got to and that's what I was hoping in my little way with this little bottle right here, and it's like, how do I bring it back to letting the stylist know that who they are? And I think the only way to do it is for us to take our power back as hairstylists. And one way to do that is to launch a brand with other hairstylists and show everybody how it's done and lead by example. But I think I don't know that we'll ever get back to only for the pro with everything, when it comes to hairsprays and treatments and stuff. But we've got to find a way to protect the stylist and have it somewhere in the middle where everybody's happy. I think we went from over here to way over here.
I'm telling you,
you know what I mean? And it's we gotta kind of scooch back over here a little bit, because at the end of the day, the stylists, the pros are, they can make or break you still. I'm sorry. You could have every consumer in the world without the stylist backing you and without their support. It all starts in the salon.
Yeah, I agree. And, you have these product lines now, you have so many products in one line. You can take a couple and reserve them for your professional if you wanted to. I mean, yes, I get the bottom line, but my God.
Well, I think every brand needs to have consumer and pro. It's think of the color brand, the color brand, their color and all that. And then they've got their aftercare. Of course, that's been since the dawn of time. But I do think that, we went way too far with giving access to consumers to almost everything except for the color itself.
Yeah. And let me add, right. Exactly. And even that, I've heard stories. Yeah.
They'll find it.
And before I jump off of this topic, let me ask you something. And I'm going to be, and you can just answer yes or no. I'm going to ask you a real as fuck question. Do you even trust the industry at this point? I have my answer, but what's your answer?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. I love that for you.
I can only give you one answer and one word. So yes, I'll say yes. Yes. There's always a but yes.
Yeah. I can say I trust the industry, but I don't trust capitalism and the influence of the world. Let's just say
I think there's a lot more good in our industry than bad. So I love our beauty industry.
Agreed.
We're one of the best industries on the planet. I truly believe that. I'm so proud to be a hairstylist. So that's why when you ask me that question and I have one word, yes, I believe at the end of the day, we will do right by each other eventually.
Oh, perfect. I think so too, because the pendulum always swings.
Yes.
And it's been,
that's why I say yes. I trust that
we're going to come back. We're making our way back to the middle.
I
And
trust
speaking of
Mhm.
all of that, let's just touch on this for one quick second about internet culture because it drives everything, right? It
Mhm.
drives the same internet that built you up is the same one that's going to tear your ass down, burn you to the ground, right? And you are someone that you have handled this with grace because I know with the more followers you have, the worse it's going to get for you online. And
Mhm.
so I think when we talk about tearing each other down and things, where do you draw the line between playful, like satirical type post and commentary and a little light shade and genuinely just ripping someone to shreds?
um, so I mean, ripping someone to shreds to me is never okay, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Um, and it's been a journey for me, honestly. Like if I think, because I've realized it's been 10 years since I've been public on social media. And when I say public, I mean had a following of some sort.
Yeah.
10 years ago, I think it was like 50,000 followers on Instagram, maybe, but that's still a following, especially if you
Yep.
look 10 years ago. Sometimes 100,000 followers back then was like, wow, like,
Yeah.
it still is, but like it was, now we have all these people have like millions of followers. And so like social media was just really starting to take off outside of YouTube and, Vine and stuff like that. So I started on Instagram. That was my first platform. And it was all fun and games in the beginning for quite a while. And I've been enthralled definitely in a few moments where I've been totally like people have just started making videos and sensationalized things that it can be really tough, and I've learned throughout the way. And where I draw the line now is probably different where I would have drawn the line even 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I mean? With
Okay.
experience comes grace and comes knowledge, and I think comes you just see things differently. You know what I mean? You don't take it as personal. You get a thicker skin. um I've never torn someone to shreds. I never would. I have poked the bear. It's been real. You know what I mean? I'm human. I've made mistakes 100%. 10 years on social media, girl, like, of
Oh,
course I
yeah.
have. Of course I have. But I think my thing with myself, it's my own deal with myself. As long as I'm always striving to be a better person, to learn from my mistakes and to take accountability as I move towards this thing we called life, I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm okay, and
Yeah.
not be delusional of like my shortcomings. Like we all have them. Like, I think that that's a healthy place to be. It's like that balance. I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay to be a little delusional. Like you have to be
A little bit
delusional to do some of
Delulu.
the things I've done. I have to be a little
Yeah.
Delulu. To come out with this brand, I had to be Delulu. But it worked. I manifested,
Yes.
right? And
I
my
mean,
followers, let me tell you, I love them. I'm so grateful. But I have the few times that I poked the bear, I don't think sometimes realize that I've got 1.8 million right now followers on one app and almost a million on another. And now YouTube,
exactly.
they
You're highly
activate. No, you're
influential.
calling
You're
that
highly
you don't realize it, but
mhm.
you're calling to activate them. So you may think it's a quick little jab at somebody because they, have been making, let's say, videos about you or something like that. But then you're calling on like 1 million people to like make comment on
Attack.
that. So, yeah. And
Yeah,
that's something I learned over the last few years. I was like, you know what? Is it really worth it? No. I'd
and
rather just stay in a positive space. Right now, knock on wood, I've been really grateful about the positive reaction to QOAT, the love from the industry. It's been overwhelming. And I haven't seen any negative Alfredo stuff. This is not a call for anybody watching. Please.
and again, I do feel the shift. So I
Yeah.
appreciate someone like you getting your perspective on that because you do have a big voice in this industry and online. I don't know, for some reason, I can't get past 4,000 followers. I have no idea. Maybe I suck. I have no idea, but
No,
I'm
you're
working.
amazing.
I'm
I love
working.
your
I'm
podcast. I've
working.
been watching it. I got to tell you, I posted and I posted and I posted and and this was when it was a lot easier 10 years ago. And then eventually it just clicks.
I'm still gonna, I call
Don't
it
give
the
up until
little,
you get to the reward. And I met
I,
you, and I think you're incredible. And so anybody watching this that follows me, make sure you follow Kim, follow her podcast.
Oh, thank you, Alfredo.
Yeah,
I appreciate you too.
yeah.
Minute one. I believe you're an Aries too, right?
I am.
See, I knew
I
it. That's why we want everything to happen right now. We're impatient. We know where we want to get. Let's just get there. Like, damn, anybody be in my
we're in our
way.
transformational era right now, though. You know that, right? Like we
Tell
came
me.
out. So, well, I'm going to say this wrong, but I do love astrology. Like we've been in this like pattern for many, many years, and we just broke free of it. So now it's this time for us to like make big changes in our life, and it's kind of like what we choose to accept or not accept, and what changes we make now are going to stay with us for quite some time, because we're in like a new era for Aries. So now is like a very powerful time, like where you're either going to stay stagnant and stay, or you're going to break free and you're going to grow as a person, as an individual. So,
Well, I'm a butterfly. I'm going to grow. I'm going to break free. I've already manifested that. So,
good.
and right now,
Love it.
just even sitting here talking to you, it is in
it.
full motion. I love it. Okay, Alfredo, we've been deep in business and beauty talk this whole episode. So now I want to know you outside of the industry.
All
That's
right.
why I play my games. We're going to play a little game called Love It or Leave It. I'm going to throw random things at you, and you tell me immediately, love it or leave it. Okay. So are you ready? All right.
Ready.
People who clap when the plane lands.
Leave it.
Karaoke.
Love it.
Soft launch relationships online.
Leave it. No. Love it. No. Love it.
Love it.
Sorry.
Love it.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Posting cryptic quotes.
Leave it.
Reading comments about yourself.
I say leave it, but I don't leave it. I read them.
All right. Sending paragraphs instead of getting to the point.
Leave it.
Being unreachable for 24 hours.
Love it.
Friends who constantly FaceTime you.
Leave it.
Self-checkout lines.
Love it.
Chatty Uber drivers.
Leave it.
TikTok recipes.
Love it.
Sharing passwords in relationships. Is your husband listening? Go ahead.
Leave it. Everybody needs privacy.
Group chats.
I would give my husband my password, but like we just don't do that.
Yeah, like you have you trust each other.
We have trust.
All right, group chats.
Group chats. Love it, but there's a caveat. Put it on mute sometimes, like when you need a minute.
Ooh,
so you can go back and read it all later. But like, yeah, that part.
That part. Voice notes longer than 3 minutes.
Leave it.
Surprise parties.
Love it.
Matching pajama sets.
You're kidding me. Leave it. No, just no.
Sleeping with the TV on.
Leave it. You're not going to get good rest. You need your rest.
Reality TV.
Love it.
Hosting people at me too. Hosting people at your house.
Love it.
Fancy gym memberships. Because you probably have one.
Love it.
Having too many throw pillows.
Love it.
Sunday brunch.
Love it.
Owning live plants. We already know the answer.
Love it. This is nothing compared to see out there.
Candles everywhere.
Love it.
Grocery delivery.
Love it.
Last one. Early morning workouts. And I already know the answer because you're working out after this podcast today.
I mean, I'm going to say leave it just because I have so many business calls right now with QOAT and everything in the morning because I'm on the West Coast and a lot of my people are on the East Coast. So I have to leave it. But if I can, I do love a good morning workout. It starts the day off in such a great way, in a positive way. So it's just, I just can't. So I'll say leave it. I just can't.
Oh, I love that. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it has been an amazing time. I knew a good time was going to be had with you. I know now what the problem solves for QOAT. We don't have to worry about fadage anymore. That's the short of the long story. It's amazing. I cannot wait to try it. I cannot wait to run my little ass over to Salon Centric. I hope June 1st is a Monday or a Wednesday. I love that. So Alfredo, tell everyone where they can find more of you.
More of me, I'm Alfredo _Lewis. So it's ALFREDO _LEWIS. And that is on Instagram and TikTok. And then I'm Alfredo Lewis Hair on YouTube. And then QOAT is QOAT Hair, QOATHAIR. And that's on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. June 1st.
Perfect. Perfect. June 1st launch. Can't wait. And thank you guys for watching, listening. Those who support the show, thank you for subscribing. Those who don't subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on all the socials or look me up at kimallison.net. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for having me.